I'm Marian Coombs, and I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. We had terrible driveway. The concrete was cracked, and it was unlevel. And we also knew that we had to do something about the house where it had stress cracks in it. Because once we talked to Chris at the Strawberry Festival, and then after we talked to Jeremy Gillen, we knew we couldn't go with anybody else any better.
We were 100% at ease with the decision we made when we made it. There was no, what's it called, buyer's remorse 3 days later.
No.
We were just, dang, we still gotta wait 3 more weeks for them to come out and start, come tomorrow, we're fine. But, yeah.
Everyone was so nice and personable. They were very polite, always let us know when they were going to go for lunch. They did a great job. They cleaned up their mess afterwards, or the mess afterwards, and they took pride in their work.
Yeah, they worked it as a business and not as a hobby. Very professional, very personable, very knowledgeable.
No goofing off,
No.
just strictly business and very personable.
One evening, they had been up underneath the house probably for the second or third day in a row, and they had finally gotten to the lowest, tightest, furthest away spot in the house, and the guys literally were refusing to leave until they got it done, that one particular area, because although it probably run into overtime, that they just wanted to get that done because they just did not want to face it anymore. I mean, they just seemed to be that determined, that dedicated to, let's get the hardest part done and we don't have to look at it anymore. And they did.
They delivered exactly what they promised. We have noticed that the temperature under the house, the humidity under the house has gone way down, which was a big problem for us. I feel like the house is warmer. It may not be, and the stress cracks that were in the other side of the house, they've completely gone from the outside.
Just that crack on pipe I was hearing late at night with the floor or the walls and all.
It stopped.
Has completely stopped. Some of the slight warping of the wooden floor has decreased.
Mm-hmm. Because we feel like we have lengthened the life of this well-made house, whereas before I was afraid that it was going to crumble. We have lengthened the life of the driveway and the main house just by having this done. It feels tighter, it's warmer. The fellow that did the underneath, the crawl space, he was so proud of his work. I even got down on my I even got down on my hands and my knees and put my head in that crawl space door, and
Come and look.
it was
Oh,
beautiful.
Let me show you.
He was so pleased with his work. It was just beautiful, and I was pleased to get down on my hands and knees and look at it. I would rate Southeastern Foundation 10 plus because they did such an excellent job, did what they said what they were going to do, cleaned up, were personable, were proud of their job. Hands down, best in town. And I like the fact that they are family owned and operated.